The question of where and how to invest money in real estate to both earn and preserve it is more relevant than ever. And people get lost in the sheer number of opportunities and options. But I have a ready-made solution for you. Of course, investing in real estate in Northern Cyprus is the best option. Why is that? I'll explain in today's video. Be sure to watch this video until the end. At the end, I'll tell you what guaranteed income you can get from reselling real estate in Northern Cyprus. Recently, I decided to look into the question, how much money in the world is actually invested in real estate? I was surprised to discover something I had actually suspected for a long time. More than 80% of all the money, all the assets in the world are invested specifically in real estate. Not in company stocks, not in gold, but in real estate properties. According to open sources, we see that the total value of all real estate in the world in 2024 amounts to 638 trillion US dollars. At the same time, the total value of all enterprises, all companies in the world is only 90 trillion US dollars. And the value of all the world's gold reserves is 10 trillion US dollars. Thus, we can see that indeed all the money is invested in real estate. If we think about where our money actually is, we'll realize that it's not in clothes, not in cars, not in furniture, not in household appliances, not in electronics, but most likely in the apartment or house we live in. And that's exactly where the majority of the money we've earned and saved over our lifetime is invested. If you also believe that real estate is the most reliable and relevant investment of all time, give this video a like. So my first argument is that I personally like the fact that real estate is something tangible, something you can actually see and touch with your own hands. It's not some mythical plans or assets that exist only in our imagination or just as a document. Real estate is something real, and personally, I really like that. Second point, I always appreciate when the risks from business, because unfortunately there are no risk-free investments, but I always like it when you can shift the risks onto someone else. And in this case, it works 100%. You can easily insure your property and thus transfer all the risks to the insurance company. Next, even if there is an incredible downturn in the market, in fact, in the entire huge global market, we will still be able to make money from real estate because people still need a place to live. Accordingly, we will be able to rent out this property one way or another. And even if the market declines and it's not the right time or it's not possible to resell the property and make a profit, we can continue earning from rentals and won't lose money on it. And what do you prefer to invest your money in? Real estate, stocks, gold, or maybe cryptocurrency? Please write your answer in the comments below this video. Northern Cyprus is a resort country valued especially for its sea, sun, and beaches. And in general, our resort season, our beach season, is the longest in the entire Mediterranean, about 7 to 8 months a year. Plus, there is visa-free entry and lower prices compared to neighboring countries. And that means that the demand for vacations in Northern Cyprus, the demand for real estate in Northern Cyprus, and in general, the demand for Northern Cyprus itself will always be there. Of course, some people are put off by the fact that the country is not officially recognized. If a person is not familiar with the topic, they might be wary of this. But those who are in the know, or those who live here in Northern Cyprus, see only advantages in this lack of recognition because prices are lower. At the same time, the standard of living is very high, the level of safety is very high, and there are no refugees here. We are not part of any unions and we have not joined any sanctions. Accordingly, living in Northern Cyprus is inexpensive and very comfortable. And this provides an additional incentive and growth potential for the country and for property values. By the way, the government of Northern Cyprus very wisely chose the gambling industry and the education sector as two of the main areas for the country's economy and development, because there is no gambling business in any other country in our region. Accordingly, just casino players alone, entire plane loads of guests arrive here daily, which ensures a huge flow of tourists and vacationers to the 5-star hotels, each of which has its own casino. And then there's the education sector. Here in Northern Cyprus, there are more than 10 private English language schools and already more than 20 universities are operating. And as of today, as far as I know, 35 licenses have already been issued for the opening of international universities. And out of nearly 400,000 residents of Northern Cyprus, more than 100,000 of them are university students and almost all of them are foreigners. That's why so many foreigners come to Northern Cyprus. In fact, as you can see, they make up more than 25% of the country's population, specifically to give their children a good education. And the level of education here is very high. For example, the private British school where my children study is ranked second in the European Union. Third, fourth, fifth place. The ranking changes from year to year among schools in the United Kingdom. That's a very high standard. And the prices are significantly much lower than those found in the European Union or in comparable, well-regarded educational institutions in the United Kingdom. My next crucial point is that, since the country is not officially recognized internationally, real estate properties in Northern Cyprus are demonstrably and significantly undervalued when compared to similar properties located in neighboring countries within the region. Accordingly, we have very low risks of the market collapsing, and there is a guaranteed potential for steady price growth in real estate, so we will be able to profit from this. For example, if we take Dubai, which Northern Cyprus is often compared to, the real estate market there has already crashed significantly several times. And now some experts are saying that another real estate price crash is coming in Dubai. And some of them say that this process has in fact already begun. Such a situation simply cannot happen in Northern Cyprus because our real estate is undervalued. At the same time, real estate transactions in Northern Cyprus are internationally recognized, which means they are absolutely reliable and safe. And finally, perhaps the most important point that I like is that in Northern Cyprus you can receive guaranteed income. This is specified in the sales contract. That is, you purchase, for example, an apartment or several apartments. Or as we do, we buy entire floors in promising projects. The income is guaranteed at 150% of the invested money. So if you invested 100,000, regardless of whether it's dollars, euros, or British pounds, the developer is guaranteed to buy back this property from you for 150,000, for example, dollars that you invested. If you can, you might earn even more, but if for some reason you can't make more, you can simply return the property and get your money back plus an additional 50%. In addition, there is a second opportunity that comes as a combo with the first one. While you can earn 150% on your invested money, you can also earn an additional annual income of 7.5% or more from renting out your property. Moreover, the contract is signed for 25 years. So this is not a hidden discount, it's a real steady guaranteed income in a stable currency. That's why I suggest we earn money from Northern Cyprus real estate together. If you need help with closing a deal in Northern Cyprus, we are ready to assist you at every stage. The link for a free consultation is in the description of this video. At the same time, we will help you choose the most profitable property so that your investment is guaranteed to pay off.